joint position statement by aligned organizations engaged in revolutionary struggle towards annihilation of military dictatorship and establishment of a federal democratic union. 31st January 2024. Vision. In order to preserve and promote the unique characters and identities of diverse ethnic communities that form our nation, we envision the establishment of a federal democratic union that upholds the principles of democracy, national equality, and self-determination in its constituent states. Objectives: A. To overturn the usurpation of state power by the military and to terminate the involvement of the armed forces in politics. B. To ensure that all armed forces operate solely under the command of a civilian government elected through democratic processes. C. To abrogate the Constitution of 2008 in its entirety and to quash all attempts to reinstate its provisions. D. To draft and promulgate a new constitution that embodies federalism and democratic values, garnering the consensus of all relevant parties. E. To establish a new federal democratic union in accordance with the proposed federal democratic constitution. F. To institute a system of transitional justice in order to address and remedy the injustice inflicted upon innocent parties throughout the conflict. Possessions. A. We declare the seizure of state power by the Myanmar military on 1st February 2021 to be devoid of any legitimacy and thus oppose and reject this seizure unequivocally. B. This seizure of power was in violation of the Constitution of 2008, which was itself authored and imposed unilaterally by the military. The military's own actions through their unconstitutional act have invalidated the 2008 Constitution. C. The outcome of the 2020 general election should not be construed as an endorsement of the political framework outlined in the 2008 Constitution, but as a mandate for revolutionary change and the establishment of a new political system. The will of the voters, as demonstrated in the election results, bestows legitimacy upon the bodies working to reverse the military coup d'etat and to implement a new political system, specifically the Committee representing Piraungsu Lutto CRPH and the National Unity Government NUG. The stewardship of the nation in the post-revolutionary era shall be entrusted to all relevant parties in the course of the revolution. It is under their collective leadership that we will forge a new nation. D. Any election held under the provisions of the Constitution of 2008 would not serve to restore democracy. It would merely serve to perpetuate military rule indefinitely. E. The armed forces shall hold no right to participate in any future political discourse. F. A new federal democratic constitution formulated with the consensus of all relevant parties is imperative for assuring self-determination, national equality, democracy, peace, and stability. G. We reject any initiative to monopolize political power exclusively among the privileged. H. We pledge to engage constructively with the efforts of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations and the United Nations in seeking viable solutions for Myanmar. I. Our commitment to peaceful coexistence with neighbors shall stand as a cornerstone for regional peace and stability. Action plans. 8. Continued political and military pressure, internal and external, against the military gender. B. Negotiations with the responsible leadership of the Myanmar military to terminate military rule and for peaceful transition of power, subject to their unconditional acceptance of the 6 political objectives. C. Upon overturning the military rule and final annihilation of the military gender or a military-backed administration, establishment of a transitional national unity government (TNUG) for a federal level and transitional state federal unit governments to achieve peace, stability, and reconstruction. C1. Enactment of Transitional Federal Democratic Constitution involving all parties and entities that participated in the revolution against the military dictatorship. C2. Formation of a Transitional National Unity Government (TNUG) in the post-revolutionary period, led collectively by representatives of aligned revolutionary groups in accordance with the Transitional Constitution. C3. Federal units to freely constitute local governments at respective state federal unit level. D. Convention of a nationwide political conference involving all interested parties to deliberate on the establishment of a federal democratic union. D1. Establishment of state federal units and demarcation of state federal unit boundaries through peaceful political discourse involving all main stakeholders during the transitional period. E. Drafting and promulgation of a federal democratic constitution. F. Establishment of a new federal democratic union. To bring to fruition the vision, objectives, and positions we have stated, and to implement the action plans we have detailed, we are committed to the creation of robust mechanisms for cooperation across all strategically significant sectors. Moreover, we pledge to persist in our revolutionary endeavors, maintaining unwavering cooperation and collaboration with our aligned revolutionary forces. Contact 1. Salintani, CNF, Plex 91699097 51721. 2. Aung San Mie, KNPP, Plex 66 307 49087. 3. Pato Sota Domu, KNU, Plex 66 6464 59113. 4. U Tinton 9, NUG, Plex 1 9383 007 007.